All right, Shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Rachakodash. I'd also like to give double honors to my elders and apostles at Great Millstone that do well. And I would like to say peace and salutations to the Lord's elect, the hopeful elect in the 1/3. And Lord's will, this lesson will be edifying and exhorting to the sincere sheep of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachakodash. And the Wadi Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachakodash, forgive me the inspiration to do this lesson. And as the title reads, remember, they have a zeal, but not according to knowledge. And, I just want to do a real quick lesson pertaining to Romans 10. I was also going into the commentary and also want to just speak on, the portions of our people, all right, that are in a Gentile mindset. Even though they don't know that they're Israelites, you still see that they have a zeal. Okay, they believe in who the world ignorantly calls God. They truly believe in who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, but they don't have the knowledge that goes with that. Okay. And we have to remember that, especially when we're dealing with Jake, back and forth conversations, and this is why ultimately, the Lord has anointed us to preach the good news. Okay. But there's times when you may have interactions with Jake and, you fully won't give them everything because you can perceive that they can't handle it. Okay. And I've witnessed that. All right. I've had conversations, not on my end as in going out, but, Jake will have conversations with me pertaining to the Bible or God and Jesus. And as I'm listening to them speak, I'll actually perceive that they can't handle, the truth. Okay. So a lot of our people actually are not set up to receive the knowledge, but they are set up to have a zeal. So, just keep that in mind, dealing with Jake, especially if you're out and about, or even in your day-to-day, not even just at camp, even just a day-to-day. Now, let me go into this real quick. Then I want to go into the commentary. All right. And that's one thing too. A lot of other, a lot of young Israelite teachers, the T-shirt fringe movement, I noticed one thing with them is they'll go out and they'll push, they'll teach, they'll cut, they'll rebuke. But it's like, hey, you got to understand, we're dealing with a lot of zealous Gentile mindset Israelites, okay, where they got so much zeal that they don't know that it's about being an Israelite. They don't know that they have to have the correct breakdown or doctrine. Okay, so that zeal can also be very dangerous for the portions of our people. This is Romans 10:1. It says, brethren, this is Paul speaking, brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to Yahweh for Israel. So Paul's praying for our people. It says is that they might be saved. But we also understand now, having a complete understanding, that it tells us in Zechariah that 2/3 of our people are going to be cut off. Then we also understand in Isaiah 6 that they're going to be, their hearts and their eyes and their ears are going to be blinded. Okay. And you're going to have Jakes that have a zeal, but they're still blinded. Okay. They're still blinded. They still have portions of Eurocentric Christianity in them. They could even be going to a black church. All right. They could even be following a female pastor, but they're not set up to get the knowledge, but they have a zeal. It says, for I bear them record that they have a zeal of Yahweh, but not according to knowledge. First, let's look up this word zeal. Okay. We got family members. I got family members that are zealous as hell, but they don't want that knowledge. They don't want that information. So I don't force it down their throat, and you shouldn't either. All right. We're not out here to force the course of the river. Okay. This is only about the elect, even though they're Israelites. This is only about the elect. Okay. I've had conversations with zealous ass Jakes, but in the spirit, as I'm listening to them speak, I literally heard like, don't even tell them the name. Let them believe in Jesus. That's on them. You got to read the room. You got to learn how to read the room. Zealous excitement of mind. Yes. Oh, yeah. Yes. God. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Oh, yeah. Oh, praise the Lord. Amen. They'll pray over food. They'll pray over the pork, everything. You got to read the room. We got to be spiritual in this walk. Hey, people that I may brush shoulders with, which I live a solemn life. I ain't out here like that. But even the people I brush shoulders with, they don't know. They don't know what I do. They don't know that I'm an Israelite. They even may know about Israelites, but they don't know that I know. See, you got to remember, they may have a zeal, but that knowledge is different. That knowledge is so powerful that in one breath, it's going to give you stability, but in another breath, it's going to, it will be for their destruction. Isn't that heavy? Look, let me show you two things. Isaiah right here, and then Isaiah and Hosea real quick. Hosea 4. Let me show you this. That knowledge is powerful. All right. Right here. So let's show you in one breath, the knowledge that they lack is going to ultimately lead to their destruction. But the knowledge you have is ultimately going to lead to your salvation. Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Now they have a zeal, but they lack the knowledge. So when you're dealing or seeing, and you're out here, you got to understand you're dealing with people that lack knowledge. And then you have to also understand that they may be set up not to receive this knowledge. So we don't force it. I see a lot of these t-shirt fringe Israelite camps, they're not perfecting our people with the knowledge. They actually use the knowledge that they have to, rebuke or cut our people. That's not how you handle the sheep. Okay. That's not how you handle them. It says, for my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. But look, why? Because thou has rejected knowledge. So then you even have portions of our people that you may want to say something to them, and then they reject it. This is why Yahweh Shai said, cast not thy pearls among swine. Okay. You got to understand when it comes to this truth, there's a time and place for everything. All right. And a lot of times, majority of our people are not set up to receive this knowledge that has been bestowed upon you. It's very powerful. Okay. It's very precious. Okay. It says, I also will reject thee. Yeah, right. Why will they be rejected? Because they're rejecting Yahweh Shai. They're rejecting Yahweh. They're rejecting salvation is only for Israel. They're accepting the false doctrine that Esau has given them because that has found place in their heart or their mind. So you have to perceive. You have to be have a spiritual mind. All right. Ultimately, you have to have the Lord dealing with you to understand when to embrace and refrain from embracing. Okay, so you got to remember they got a zeal, but it's not according to knowledge. So not all of our people are set up to receive that knowledge. Actually, let's look this word knowledge up. Let's see what it says. Go into the word knowledge. Knowledge, perception, skill. See, discernment. Okay, so they lack perception. They lack wisdom. They lack understanding. This is why they got that zeal and they're excited in the mind. They're fervent in the mind. See that? But they lack the understanding that comes with that feeling. Okay. Because let's be honest here. That excitement is a feeling. All right. That feel good feeling. Christianity is easy. It's honey. Okay. Christianity is honey. So it's easy to take all that love and love and happiness. It's easy to take all that in. All right. But when you start getting that bitter, when you start hearing about that raw truth, okay, what did Elder Apostle Har say years ago? Straight no chaser, raw like sushi. That raw like sushi doctrine. All right. When you start hearing about the real scriptures that are passed over, that are not read in the churches, that are not acknowledged on their Sunday service, that's where the awakening begins. When you first came in and you heard scriptures, the first thing I said, that's in the Bible? Yeah, that's in the Bible. Okay. Third woe, that's in the Bible. Slay utterly, old and young, that's in the Bible. Okay. But a lot of our people, they don't like the nastiness of the scriptures. They want the feel good. Okay. That's why a lot of our people follow female pastors, because that female is giving them that so-called motherly, comforting gospel news. That's not the truth, though. Okay. Truth is hard to bear. This is why he said, do I become your enemy for telling you the truth? What is that? Galatians 4. I haven't brought that out in a while, but that's a true statement. So when we read what our apostles like Apostle Paul, we read about Apostle Peter, certain things that they've gone through. And then we see it today. We're like, oh, okay, I see why they made that statement, because we're going through the same treatment. Galatians 4:16, it says, am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? Yes. See, look. They zealously affect you, but not well. Yea, they would exclude you that ye might affect them. But it is good to be zealously affected always, in a good thing. So being zealous with knowledge is a good thing, but being zealous without knowledge is a bad thing. And not only when I am present with you. See that? So right there, I didn't even know that was there, but this is the point. You can become an enemy to Jake because you're telling him the truth, or i.e. knowledge. Okay, when you start telling them the truth, what you're going to do is expose the demons on them. Okay, you're going to expose that demon on them, and they call it cognitive dissonance. And you got to read the room. Not every remember what I brought it out before. What did Morpheus say to Neo? Okay, not everyone is ready to be unplugged. Okay, Matrix quote. Let me get that real quick. Right there. You have to understand, most of these Israelites are not ready to be unplugged. And many Israelites are so inured, so hopelessly dependent on the system that they will fight to protect it. See? So you gotta understand, man. All right. When you're out and about, the knowledge that you possess, it is powerful. Okay. It's so powerful that it could burn a bridge, you know? So you got to know where and when to apply it. Matter of fact, see, this is spirit giving us an exhortation. All right, for brothers out there. Let's go to Ecclesiastes real quick. I think it's 3. Let me see. Just give me a minute. Un momento. Yep. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. So there's a time for everything. So what did Jules say in Pulp Fiction? Ain't quite time yet. You got to be spiritually on point in this walk. You got to read the room. You got to know who to talk to, what to talk about, when to talk, and who you're talking around. Okay. This truth that we got, you can't just be out here with it playing around like it's a yo-yo. All right. You got to be careful with this truth. You can't be at work talking about it. You can't be just chilling in the club talking about it. You can't just be going over to buddy's house watching the game and, hey, man, listen, man, you know that dude over there, that's an Edomite. No, you got to watch what you're doing. This is powerful. The knowledge that we possess is getting ready to we're on a watch list. We're getting ready to be persecuted for this knowledge, this information. We're going to be treated as T-squads, man. Okay? This is serious. The knowledge that we possess is so serious. Yahweh Shai said that even some of your family members are going to cause you to get put to death for it. All right? Go look at what the persecution of the early, what happened to us early on as Christians in Rome. All right? The catacombs being burned, being used at in the Colosseums, all just for this knowledge. He said, don't cast your pearls among swine lest they turn your words against you. You know, you don't want to be that guy in the room that everyone now is pointing at. Now, look, it says, verse 5, a time to cast away stones, a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing. So you got to learn how to refrain. You got to learn how to refrain. You know what? Nah, I ain't even going to holler at it. I ain't going to talk to him. Nope. You got to learn. Okay, look. Verse 7, a time to rend and a time to sue, a time to keep silence and a time to speak. Where do we speak? At camp. Okay? We speak in lessons. We speak at camp. The Lord will show you, yeah, they got a zeal, but they lack knowledge. They lack discernment. They lack understanding. They're not set up to have the wisdom. This is why Yahweh Shai told Apostle Peter, blessed are you, for the Father revealed it unto you. See? So what we're learning in these last days, that ultimately, if they're not of the elect, it's not really in their position to learn this truth. You know, it's not set up for them to get it. It's just set up for them to be just gentle Gentiles and have a zeal, but they don't have the knowledge. All right, and that's between them and Yahweh Shai. So let's go back to this. It says, Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I also will reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. What's a priest? A teacher. So we're priests because we're teachers. All right. But you got to learn when to teach. Just like at school, you have a teacher to teach you till the bell rings. And after that, Miss McDonald, you don't know her no more. Okay? She out and about. She out doing her till she goes back to work the next day. See? That's why we tell them, we'll see you next week. What time y'all out here? We're out here on Saturdays. We'll be out here between 1 and such. You come back if you want to. You know how many times Jakes came to camp, listened, observed, heard, and then said they come back, and then they never come back? You got to accept that. This is just the will of the Lord. This is the movie. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children. That's between them and Yahweh Shemel Shai. Now, this is between us and Yahweh Shemel Shai because we've been blessed to have knowledge bestowed upon us outside of just having a zeal. It's more than just being zealous. It's more than just being excited. You also have to have knowledge and wisdom. Isaiah 33:6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. See? So you got our people that are zealous, but they don't understand what's getting ready to happen in the future. Okay? They don't understand it. Then they're drunk. They're so drunk with that zeal that they believe they got the Holy Ghost. They start speaking in tongues, so you just got to let them alone. Okay? It says, especially if you got any female zealous relatives, leave her ass alone. Okay? Those female zealous Israelites, those Gentile zealous Israelite women, I leave them alone. I don't even have a conversation with them. They don't look at you like you have authority. They don't respect you as a man. They don't believe God is dealing with you. So you got to let their ass go. All right. It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. All right. What times? Prophetic times, and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh Shemel Shai is his treasure. And that's where we're at. We have fear. Okay. In so much that we fear breaking scriptures down wrong. We fear prophesizing falsely. We fear not having the correct knowledge. All right. But our people do not have that fear. They don't look at the importance when it comes to the knowledge and the wisdom. They don't see the raw essence of how important it is to sing the song correctly because they're so drunk with that feeling. They're so drunk with that spirit they feel. I just feel it. Jake's like that. I've witnessed it. Okay, brothers, I've actually witnessed it. And I just let the Jake talk. I just let him talk. We had a nice dialogue. I don't tell people what I know, but if somebody, little conversations here and there, very rare, but just let them talk, So it says excitement of mind, fervor of spirit, zeal. Okay, that's Jake. But they don't look fierceness, but they don't got the knowledge, the most important thing. Now, actually, let's look up that word knowledge too right here. And then I'm going to go into commentary, and then that'll be the lesson. Just want to touch on this real quick. Quick exhortation. So the word knowledge, let's see, goes into precise and correct knowledge. Look at that. That's beautiful. See, Jake doesn't have precise or correct knowledge used in the New Testament of knowledge of things ethical and divine. They don't have ethical or divine knowledge like we do. Okay. A full discernment. They don't have that, or acknowledgement. They don't have that. All right. They don't have that. So then it just they turn into a back and forth and a clash. It's not needed. All right, 2024, the hope of year of Jacob's trouble. Debates are not needed. All right, leave that to the t-shirt fringe guys. Debates are not needed. Okay, it's only about the elect. That's a title right there. It's only about the elect from here, which it's always been, but making it in a statement sense. It says, for I bear them record that they have a zeal of Yahweh, but not according to knowledge, for they being ignorant of Yahweh's righteousness and going about to establish their own righteousness, having not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of Yahweh. See? Which I believe in context sounds like Apostle Paul is referring to the law-abiding Israelites. But now today we can take this same scripture in context and use it for Jakes that are zealous with the false misinterpretation of Christianity. Okay, it says, for Hamashiach is the end of the law for righteousness to everyone that believeth. Yep. See? So now you have to understand when you got a Jake that's a Gentile, and then you pour a little bit of white Eurocentric Christianity on top of that, that's a dangerous combination. Okay, our people are subjugated to a dangerous combination of delusion right now. All right, and you got to understand that, and you got to remember our only focus is the elect. Okay, now someone could say, well, all Israel is the elect, but what's it say in Revelations? 144,000. Then it's the 1/3. So this whole thing is about just the Lord's elect, the elect within the elect. Outside of that, You ain't getting nowhere. Ain't need to get nowhere. So the next question is, well, why do we see t-shirt fringe Israelites constantly going back and forth? Maybe they're doing it for views. Maybe they're doing it for clickbait. Maybe that's their gospel. But is that the gospel of Yahweh Shem Shai? Absolutely not. Okay. Now, real quick, I want to go into the commentary. I was skimming through it, and I actually liked what I was reading. I usually go to David Guzik. So let's see what he says real quick. It says, Paul again feels compelled to relate his heart regarding his fellow Israelites, or it says Jews. Paul does not rejoice that they have stumbled at the stumbling stone. Paul's heart's desire, also translated a prayer. It says he didn't just care; he also prayed. He also prayed for his people. All right, but we understand now is why it says pray not for this people. Okay, pray for the elect, pray for the beloved brothers, pray for the elders. But just praying for Jake in a hole? No. But praying that the elect sealed? Yeah. It says Paul will readily recognize that Israel, see, and that proves that's Jake. Only people I ever met that's got a zeal for God is Jake. Okay. And so much that I've even seen Edomites, they've actually been surprised that black people love a white God. You know, I don't even know how to quote it. Let me put white man as why do black people believe in a white God? Pretty much he was alluding to look at that, consequences of perceiving God as a white man. Wow, look at that. Wow, look at that. But he was basically surprised that Jake still believed in a God that looked like the people who enslaved them. Let me try that. Why do you believe in a God that looks like the ones who enslaved you? I could be misquoting it. Enslaved you. Let me see. Did God really approve of slavery? Yeah, he did. It was prophesied. Those are curses. Let me go back though. But if it comes out, it comes out. But let's see this real quick. Let me see what it says. Standard report. Who people believe rules influences their beliefs. Standard psychologist Stephen found that the characteristics U.S. Christians assign to God, male, female, black, white, old, young, are the same identity. Oh, wow. Are the same identities they attribute to a boss. Okay. A little effeminate. Let's see. Data, blah, blah, blah. How U.S. Christians imagine God. Given the persuasive depiction of God as a white man, Robert wanted to see whether people believe that to be true. The researchers recruited 444 U.S. Christians to show them 12 pairs of faces that differed in age, race, and gender. They were asked which face is the pair look more godlike. Overall, found a participant reported that God was more male. Of course, they also found that white Christians were more likely to say God was white, and black Christians were more likely to say God was black. Oh, wow, look at that. See, I didn't know that, but I did. But a lot of Jakes don't care. I remember me in the world, I had such a zeal that I said I didn't care what he looked like. So I know that mindset, or should I say, I know that delusional spirit. Okay. All right, that's all we wanted on that. Might read that later. Okay, let's go back into this. It says, this is where so many religious people, even sincere Christians, go astray. They have plenty of zeal, but little knowledge. There you go. So we got to understand, brothers, that there's knowledge that we've been given is extremely precious. Okay, and you also got to acknowledge to not be casting your pearls among swine. Let's put that in real quick. Pearls. What is it? Pearls. And let's put swine. So Yahweh Shai referred to people as swine. Let's actually try this in the, let's try a different translation, about to wrap it up. NKJV, do not give what is holy to the dogs, nor cast your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn and tear you into pieces. So it's dangerous. So you got to be careful. You are a vessel that possesses a very powerful knowledge. Daniel 12 just came to mind, so I'll grab that. you possess, all right, I'm speaking myself as well, you know, because even when I first came in, I had stumblings, you know, because you want to speak there and talk there, you got to learn time and place. Time is everything, all right? Answer in out of season, you know, is not good. The scriptures speak on that. So let me get this real quick. Daniel's 12, and I think it's 10. Daniel's 12 and 10. Many shall be purified and made white and tried, that's us, but the wicked shall do wickedly. None of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. So you have to understand, you got portions of our people that are just set up to not understand. Okay. And then let me see, where is that other one? Right here, Daniel's 12 and 4, it says, but thou, O Daniel, shut up thy words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. So we've been given that knowledge, but a majority of our people do not have that knowledge. They have the zeal, but they don't have the knowledge. So be aware, do not be casting your pearls among swine, or they'll tear your ass up. All right, now you ruin the mood. Now the room's weird. Now y'all looking at each other funny, you know. And then ultimately, you're going to be audited when the persecution comes, you know? So we're going to get persecuted regardless, but just be aware that the knowledge you have is very precious, and not every Israelite is set up to receive it, even though the gospel's for Israel. But not every Israelite is set up to receive that knowledge. They can't bear that knowledge. That knowledge can be burdensome, you know? So I'm going to leave it there. I just want to do a real quick lesson. Remember, they do have a zeal, but it's not according to knowledge, okay? And that knowledge is very powerful. So I just want to say, call Halal, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to my elders and apostles, a great millstone that do well. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect. With that being said, Shalom.